Good day, everyone. We are the Group 1 and we are ready to report our assigned topic, which is Language of Literature. So before anything else, I will first introduce myself. I am Merwell A. Apiar. Before we will delve the topic, which is Language of Literature, let us first define what is language and what is literature. Language is a structured system of communication that consists of grammar and vocabulary. It is a primary means by which humans convey meaning, both in spoken and signed forms, and may also be conveyed through writing. So language is a cornerstone of human civilization, allowing us to communicate, connect, learn, create, and evolve as individuals and societies. It is through language that we express our humanity, share our stories, and shape the world around us. So next is literature. Deriving from the Latin litera, a letter of the alphabet, literature is first and foremost humankind's entire body of writing. After that, it is the body of writing belonging to a given language or people. Then it is individual pieces of writing. So literature plays a crucial role in shaping our understanding of the world and ourselves. It offers a powerful lens through which we can explore diverse perspectives, delve into complex emotions, and gain insights into the human condition. Language of literature. Language of literature is not a specific language like English or Spanish. Instead, it refers to the way language is used in literary works to create meaning and impact. It's about the specific techniques and choices authors make with words to achieve certain effects. So language of literature refers to the unique and artistic use of language in literary works to convey meaning, evoke emotions, create imagery, and engage readers on multiple levels. It also encompasses the various literary devices, techniques, and styles that writers employ to craft their narratives and communicate its ideas effectively. Key elements of literary language. First is figurative language. Literature often employs figurative language such as metaphors, similes, and personification to create vivid imagery and enhance the emotional impact of the text. Figurative language plays a crucial role in the language of literature for several reasons. Enhances creativity, evokes emotions, create visual imagery, captured complex ideas, enhances communication, engage readers, and reflect cultural and historical context. So figurative language enriches the language of literature by infusing it with creativity, emotion, depth, and resonance, making literary works more engaging, meaningful, and memorable for readers. It also serves a powerful tool for writers to craft compelling narratives and evoke complex human experiences that transcend language barriers and resonate across diverse audiences.
So next is imagery. What is imagery? Imagery in literature refers to words that trigger the reader to recall images or mental picture that engage one of the five senses such as sight, sound, taste, smell, and touch. It is also one of the strongest literary techniques because it connects to the personal experiences or memories of the readers. We have two types of imagery, the literal and the figurative. So literal imagery or image represent the literal object or sensation. Its meaning is obvious and realistic and needs no interpretation. It is what it says it is. Literal images are common in both prose and poetry, while figurative imagery or image means more than what it says it is. It suggests certain meaning that must be interpreted. There are two major ways by which a writer creates a figurative image. The simile and metaphor. So simile is a figurative image which relies on like or as to compare two things which are unlike. It is an express analogy. For example, he acts like a pig at the dinner table, while metaphor is a figurative image which identifies one thing with another. Without the use of like or as, it is an implied analogy. For example, he is a pig at the dinner table. So next is we have types of imagery: the visual, auditory, olfactory, gustatory, and tactile imagery. So visual imagery describe what we see: comic book images, painting, or images directly experienced through the narrator's eyes. For example, the golden sunset bathed the hills in a warm amber glow. So visual imagery may include the color, shape, size, and also the patterns. So second is the olfactory imagery. Describe what we smell. For example, the aroma of freshly baked bread filled the room. Also, olfactory imagery may include fragrances and also the odors. The third one is the gustatory imagery. It describes what we taste. For example, the tartness of lemon made her lips pucker. So gustatory imagery can include sweetness, sourness or bitterness, saltness, the spices, and also the savoriness. Next is the auditory imagery. Describes what we hear, from music to noise to pure silence. Example is the leaves rustled softly in the autumn breeze. It also includes enjoyable sounds, noises, and the lack of noises, describing a peaceful, calm, and ear silence. So the last one is we have the tactile imagery. Describes what to feel or touch. For example, the rough bark of the tree scraped against her palm. It also includes temperature, texture, touch, and movements. So by employing imagery, authors can enhance the reader's experiences, deepen their connection to the text, and evoke specific emotional responses. So moving on, next is symbolism. What is symbolism? So symbolism refers to the use of symbols, objects, characters, figures, or colors to represent abstract ideas or concepts beyond their literal meaning. It's a literary device that allows writers to imbue their works with deeper meaning and to convey complex ideas, emotion, or themes in a more subtle and nuanced way. So symbolism can be found in various forms such as objects, colors, actions, and characters. For the object is a rose might symbolize love, while a skull might symbolize death. Colors: red can symbolize passion or danger, white often symbolizes purity or innocence. Actions: a character washing their hands might symbolize a desire to cleanse oneself of guilt, and for the character, a character might represent an idea such as the embodiment of evil or innocence. Through symbolism, literature gains a layer of meaning, making the through symbolism, literature gains layers of meaning, making the reader think more deeply about the narrative and underlying messages.
And next is the structure and form. The structure and form of a literary work, such as plot, character development, and point of view, contribute to its overall meaning and effect. It means that the structure and form of a literary work, including its plot, character development, and point of view, shape the story's meaning and impact. The plot guides the sequence of events, character development adds depth and relatability, and the point of view determines how the story is told. Together, these elements work to engage readers, convey themes, and evoke emotion, ultimately leaving a lasting impression on the audience. And next is the sound devices. Sound devices in literature are techniques used by writers to create specific auditory effects through the careful arrangement of sounds and words. So these devices can enhance the musicality of language, create rhythm, emphasize certain ideas, and evoke emotion in the reader. There are some common devices used in literature include alliteration, assonance, and consonance. So first is alliteration. Alliteration is the repetition of initial consonant sounds in neighboring words. For example, Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pepper. So the initial consonant sound here is letter P. Second is assonance. Assonance is the repetition of vowel sounds within nearby words. For example, the rain in Spain falls mainly on the plain. So, from the word vowel sounds. So, the vowel sounds here is A, rain, Spain, mainly, and the plain. And also, authors utilize consonance sound devices. So, consonance is the repetition of consonant sounds, especially at the end of words. So, it is differ from alliteration because alliteration is the initial or the repetition of initial consonant sound. So, one of example of consonant is stroke of luck. So, the repetition of consonant sound here is letter K, stroke of luck. And the last element of literary language is the diction. So, the diction refers to the choice and use of words and phrases in writing or speech. In literature, diction plays a critical role in conveying the mood, style, and character of a piece. So, the selection of specific words can evoke different emotions, establish a particular atmosphere, and reveal insights into the characters' personalities. By carefully selecting words and phrases, authors can create a distinct voice for their work, set the desired tone, and effectively communicate their ideas and themes to the readers. The precision and artistry of diction contribute significantly to the overall impact and effectiveness of a literary work.
A pleasant good morning, everyone. So my name is Meryl Grace Faith Alasna. So I'm here today to tackle the rule language in literature. So there are four parts of the rule in language literature. First is a communication idea. Second is the exploration of human nature. Third is a social commentary. And the fourth is the preservation of culture. So communication idea. What is communication idea for you? So communication ideas literature serve as a powerful tool for communicating ideas, emotions, and experiences. So there are 10 ways of communication ideas. So effectively. So first is be an active listener, avoid disruptions, stay professional, avoid using phrases, and follow up, seek understanding, take feedback. So the second is exploration of human nature. So literary works often explore the complexities of human nature, examining theme of love, loss, identity, and morality. So literature, the thematic elements of theme reflects of other human condition experience and allow readers to partake in the world of others that are fictional or whom they way never met. So third is social commentary. So social commentary is a literature can provide commentary in social issue, highlighting injustice and challenge societal norms. So social commentary is example is Plato Republic is an example of social commentary that describe a utopia. So Jonathan Swift is a modest proposal is an example of social commentary that relies on satire. And in the fourth is preservation of culture. So preservation of cultural literature plays a vital role in preserving cultural heritage and transmitting knowledge across the generations. So, ang preservation of culture is example is participate in culture event and traditions or organize your own event to share your culture with others outside of it. So, that's all. Thank you.
The study of literary language. The study of literary language is categorized just like stylistics. Stylistics is the study of the use of language in literature and other forms of written or spoken communication, focusing on how linguistic choices contribute to meaning, tone, and effect. And it focuses on the linguistic features of literary texts, examining how language creates meaning and effect. This collaborative area evaluates how linguistic elements, including grammar, language, pronunciation, and vocabulary, affect the beauty and emotional effects seen in literature. Exploring the creative decisions individuals generate and how these decisions affect when something is seen is one of stylistics' main goals. For instance, statisticians may study how sentence form, word choice, and figures of speech affect the tone, mode, and general style of a literary work. Insights on the text ideas, meanings, and intentions tend to come about this study. The role of the reader in understanding the language of literature is also taken into consideration by stylistics. Depending on their linguistic background, cultural background, and personal experiences, different readers may think of the same book in different ways. The importance of stylistics places on foregrounding and starting point is another vital aspect. The term foregrounding describes how particular linguistic elements are brought to the reader's attention by being emphasized or made visible within a text. Second is literary criticism. Literary criticism is the analysis, interpretation, and evaluation of literature. It involves examining texts to understand their meaning, themes, structure, and style, and assessing their significance and impact. The study and analysis of written works with an emphasis on understanding, assessing, and analyzing their true purpose and importance is also known as literary criticism. Critics use various approaches such as historical, cultural, or theoretical frameworks to offer insights into a work's value and context. One of the main goals of literary criticism is to explore the various layers of meaning within a text. Critics seek to uncover how a work of literature communicates ideas, evokes emotions, and engages with its audience. This process often involves considering the author's intentions, the historical and cultural context in which the text was produced, and the ways in which the text interacts with or departs from literary traditions. Literary criticism challenges established rules, offers knowledge about human nature, and explains how literature shapes the human experience. It enhances reading comprehension by enabling readers to recognize the complexity and long lasting influence of literature on culture and ideas.
Literary theory. What is literary theory? Literary theory is the body of ideas and methods we use in reading and studying of literature. Literary theory teaches us how to read a text and how to approach the text. Different type of literary theory. Traditional criticism focuses on evaluating literary works based on established standards of art and morality, often considering elements like character development, plot, and thematic significance. Example, analyzing Shakespeare's Hamlet by assessing the depth of Hamlet's character and the play moral lessons. Formalism or new criticism emphasizes close reading and the text itself, arguing that all necessary information to interpret a work is contained within the text. It focuses on literary devices and structure rather than historical or authorial context. Example, examining the use of imagery and symbolism in John Keats' Ode to a Nightingale to understand its themes and aesthetic qualities. Structuralism or post-structuralism. Structuralism seeks to understand literary texts by analyzing their underlying structures, such as language and narrative forms. Post-structuralism, on the other hand, challenges the idea of fixed meanings and explores the exact stability of language and text. Example, structuralist analysis of The Great Gatsby might look at the recurring symbols and narrative patterns, while post-structuralist analysis might explore how the text meaning shifts based on the different interpretations and reader responses. New historicism analyzes literary works within the context of their historical and cultural circumstances, arguing that literature both reflects and influences the period in which it was written. Example, a new historicist reading of The Tempest might explore how it reflects early 17th century attitudes towards colonialism and power dynamics. Marxism focuses on the class struggle, economic forces, and social conflicts within literature, examining how text represents or critiques social inequalities and class relations. Example, analyzing Charles Dickens' Oliver Twist to explore its critique of Victorian class structures and the social conditions of the poor. Post-colonialism examines literature from formerly colonialized countries, focusing on issues of identity, power, and cultural representation in the context of colonial and post-colonial legacies. Example, a post-colonial reading of Chinua Achebe Things Fall Apart might investigate how the novel addresses the impact of British colonialism on indigenous cultures and identities. Gender studies or queer theory. Gender studies analyzes how gender identities and roles are constructed and represented in literature. Queer theory challenges conventional notions of gender and sexuality, exploring fluidity and diversity. Example, a gender studies approach may examine how Virginia Woolf's Orlando explores and subverts traditional gender roles, while queer theory might focus on the novel's exploration and non-binary identities and sexualities.